Hey guys, Wednesday, April 2nd of 2025. Let's see what uranium spot price is up to. So far, the Fukushima high, which is somewhere around 65.13, it could be 64, it's anywhere between 65 and 64. That was our high, and this is where we at right now. Our March close was 64.23, so we got to see what is going to happen here if this is going to hold. Looking at some of the stuff I'd like to look at, the Gann square, you can see that it's kind of finding support right here as of right now. And I'll probably keep an eye on for, you could say the end of April, maybe beginning May, maybe a possible turn here. Too early to tell, because we're dealing with monthly closes, but I'll be watching for April, May for maybe a potential bounce. More more likely into May if anything, because that's like the last week. So I feel maybe May could bring something interesting. Nothing here. If it's really gonna drop, it could get down to 55 if the Fukushima high doesn't hold. Yep. Anything else here? I think that, let's see. I got some other stuff I want to see here. Let's see. I got the spectrum cycle analyzer, but we got to get closer. Oops, what is that? I need to delete that. Okay, let's open this up a little more. So far, we 60 weeks into this correction. This is our Fukushima high, this green line. In spectrum, one of them bottomed around October. The next one bottomed beginning of January, and the last one bottoms out around October. So maybe it could be none of these two worked. Maybe the red one would work, but it could be where maybe we just kind of consolidate. And that's all if we're going to hold the Fukushima high. Using those that spectrum of a composite of those three cycles, this is where we get a bottom on January. You can see that it continued and it goes up into November. And the Bradley model indicates from here, March, not that much movement. October, and then 2026. I mean, maybe this is the year of it just consolidate. Because we got this nice move to the upside. If the Bradley's giving us any clue, maybe we just consolidate here. If there's not too much, up or down, maybe it's going to consolidate, and then maybe it's going to follow this. Maybe by April 2026, you get this rally, but that's all unknown. This is all speculation. Let's go to the other clip and see what we got cooking there. Okay, so what do we have here? Our Gann fan. So this is where we failed. This is the 1x2. This is as high as it went, 106.30-ish. Now we're kind of going down. We have this, which could potentially be support if we push lower. You'll probably be watching the uranium futures 61.74. It's down to 60-ish, 61. This 1x2 could potentially give it support. So we got support number 1, Fukushima. Support number 2, the 1x2. Let's see. In our Gann square, there's really nothing here. It's just open space. And there's one right here. Right here. That's somewhere around 62. So there's a lot of support that if we just hold, we would just have to kind of, go sideways until it's ready to retest and test these highs. Pretty much 106.30. Andrew's pitchfork, anchoring it from way back even here, not from the 2001 low of 710. I'm going over here. We still got some open space here. Let's see. Fibbo nothing there right now. We're kind of holding this area right here, which is the 63.47 to 38.2 Fibonacci level, and that's from the all-time high to our low in 2016. Advance, keep an eye on 57.74. If none of these levels hold, you can see that there's a spike high. That could be your next support. See if it holds there and then consolidates. Parallel lines, nothing there. I think that's it. Horizontal support. Yeah, there's nothing really there. Gann fan. So I'm already anchoring from the low of 2016, and this is your 1x1. So this is the important line from our low, our current low. So if it goes down, you know, it might probably blow right through the support of 58. But if it gets to the 1x1, that could be a nice sweet spot for an entry. And when I mean entry, not trading uranium spot, I'm talking about the equities. So right now, we're not too sure if this is going to hold, but we got to watch it. And what I recommend for you that are hardcore bulls, keep an eye on for a UX1 and UX2. We're going to take a look at that. Let's see what's cooking on the uranium futures. Okay, this is where the time where we look at Kazatomprom, Cameco, uranium futures. Have you already watched uranium spot? You can say uranium spot, or whatever that is. Spot, futures, Kazatomprom, Cameco, and then there's a few one in there. I call them the four horsemen of the apocalypse. So let's start off with the uranium futures UX1. You can see that this is support as of right now. That's your Fukushima high. You can see this pivot here. It's becoming support. Now we push down. I don't know if it's going to get to 48, but it could probably get to like maybe 60 around there. Let's look at UX2. I don't think nothing has changed. Yeah, nothing really has changed on UX2. Same thing. Just kind of going sideways now. Not making any new lows, so that's a good thing. Let's look at the next horseman here, Kazatomprom. So far, we have failed the trend line. There's an area here of demand that looks pretty good. If we ever get down there, this is a good buying opportunity. So far, it's kind of, maybe you can see maybe some support here, which maybe that's where it maybe bounced, but nothing positive as of yet. But if it gets down here, this would be interesting. This is Kazatomprom. Let's go to the next horseman, which is Cameco. And so far, Cameco has collapsed, and it is below the bear or supply zone. So let's see if we could get this out of the way. 35 could be interesting. If we were to push it lower. Yep, 35 could be interesting. Let's see. And maybe this area right here. We get into this area right here, which is 29 all the way to 21. Will it get down there? I don't know. So far, it's kind of this pattern. Once we get into 44, and things start looking good. And if we could break above 55, even better. But so far, a little weak. And I'm looking at the weekly. Let's go to the next gen NXE. Yeah, it got really ugly. Failed the this is a baby stock, huh? Oh yeah, babies. These are babies. So what helped out on the baby was the Fibonacci, the 2.618. Fail new high. They flushed it. Around $8. And now you're kind of in this area. You could probably find support around 367 or this high right here. You're thinking about getting in. You could probably do a trend line, and you can see that it already failed. Up in my trend line, so that No, I guess I can do the trend lines here. There we go. Failed trend line. But yeah, this area right here would be interesting, especially right here. That could hold. It's around that 369. And it looks pretty ugly. Like in a downward spiral, making a lower, kind of consolidated here, made a new low, failed new high, now pushing lower. But kind of in the area of maybe if it holds, that's around that 362. If not, oh, that's too low. That is too low. Yeah, maybe this will hold right here if it can. UEC, I used to own this one. And let's see where it's at. Kind of below the 50%. Next target would be the 38.2, which is 367. And you got this trend line, so it could be a double whammy if it gets down there. I think this would be a nice area if you want to dip your toes. URG. Wow. This has a lot to do with a lot of the sell-off with the equities. And, uranium, futures price is not helping either. So that's the truth also. If uranium was like around 106, 106 and $30 and equities are selling, I don't know if the equities would just be cheap with, uranium spot futures all the way at 106. But since uranium spot has been coming down, all that needed to trigger was the equities to sell off and just drag everybody else down. So URG, low was 27 cents. Yeah, you were dealing with pennies here. 68. It could probably hold around this area. 67 and 27. NLR, supply zone. So this is the bear camp I had, and it was doing good here, but now a little bit low, but so far it's not bad. This one's a little healthy. Hasn't really sold off a lot. You could probably put a little trend line here. You can kind of see that there is some support. So that's good. URA, popular ETF stock, broke the channel right here. Could find support at the 50%, so maybe it's going to go down there. 2043, and if not, 1725. But nothing really has basing yet. But so far, maybe holding. Maybe it could be a fail new low right here. This holds. Maybe into May we rip back up. Let's see. URNM. This is a popular one. This is a baby stock. So this one, we don't really have a lot of information. So the supply zone I had was around 5175. 5175 all the way to 4764. And it attempted to get in there, but then retreated. And we got a low somewhere around 2726. So this one, if it gets down here, could be a nice area to accumulate. I don't think it's going to go down here. So if you're really hardcore, you want URNM, then this one could be a good one for you if you want to get in there. SRUUF. This is another baby. Went all the way as high as the 61.8, around 24, and then has been retreating and failed the 16, which is very interesting. That's your first impulse wave. If you do a Gann grid from that first impulse wave, your 45 may be somewhere around here, and it's already below it. So if you're really interested in this stock, this is the area you want to accumulate. Probably from 12 all the way to 9. Dip your toes here. Let it base off and go sideways. UROY, Uranium Royalty. I used to own this one. I sold it. And its lowest one is what, $1.57? Yep. It's hovering around there. It's a baby stock, but there's not a lot of interest in it. I mean, this level needs to hold around 183, and that's where it's chopping around. If you kind of like this one, I mean, if it goes down, next support would be 94 cents, would be $1, which would be good too. You could probably put a bid there, limit order, and see if you get lucky. Get filled. You get this uranium royalty stock at a discount, super discount, DNN. Here's another one. Already broke the channel. Just coming from down here. You'll probably find support in this area right here. Is the 23.3. Fibonacci was 116. Yeah, I need to update all these charts. Now that we're getting into an interesting area, just in case the Fukushima high holds. And then this is Rio Tinto. It's very choppy. I need to work on my demand zones just in case we get there and put my alerts. So far, this is this level. You can see this kind of holding. There's like this big level right here, right there. And it's just not letting it break. If you wanted to buy it, this would be a nice little area too. We're between 54 and 50. This area right here. Never let it go down there. But I think that is it for me. I gave you a few things. This is my uranium watch list. I am, as a disclaimer, I don't own anything in uranium. I just have it on my radar, waiting for the right time to strike, and see if we consolidate. If we consolidate here, that would be nice and healthy. And other thing that didn't really help out uranium, once Deep Sea came out with their model and everybody started realizing, oh, wait a minute, we don't really need, and I do believe that we really need some energy, but I think that it kind of put a damper on them. We'll see how that's going to play out. And then the chatter is that some people are leaning on natural gas because it's already there, ready to go. And then long-term future, consider uranium energy, nuclear energy. But right now, natural gas could be in the mix. And natural gas weekly cycles are up on the spectrum. The daily is a little negative, or actually negative. And on the uranium, the weekly is positive. I need to check out the daily. I haven't seen the daily in a while, or updated the daily, or kind of refresh my mind pretty much, to be honest. I can't remember if it's negative and then it's going to turn positive, but we'll see. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video. I know it wasn't really much, but you know, it's just what I see, you know, my style of trading and how I analyze things. I need to like really work on the uranium spot and update all these charts. So maybe for May, we could get some, we could kind of get a better gauge. Like we'll see like from here to May, if uranium spot futures are still holding 64. If it's oscillating between 65 and 64, that's a good sign. Because it's going to consolidate. The big boys are going to build positions, and maybe they'll push it higher, you know, within the next, 2 months. Probably the equities, but they're going to probably push the uranium futures and spot first to get everybody, enticed and pull them in so they can start buying the equities. So that's going to probably be the game plan. Push uranium futures, get everybody locked in the equities, and then, but they have to get in first. So that means it has to consolidate, and then we'll just kind of be sideways. They're building up position, and then they'll push it, and then they'll drag everybody in, but they're in first. So that's what I'm kind of Waiting to see, but I want to see if they're going to hold 64 and then consolidate there. If they do that, then that's the game plan. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video. I'll keep you posted on my thought on uranium spot price.